one AI account with 2 million followers, and a comment section as empty as a train platform at midnight. Another account with just 5,000 members, where real humans talk to each other and barely need the AI at all. Which one is actually winning? Today we decode the full psychological architecture behind that question, from the 7-layer engagement pyramid to the 2-hour dopamine roll, UGC loops, and the multi-platform flywheel. This is the community strategy behind loyal digital tribes. And it will change how you see every online community you belong to.
You know, when you think of loyalty, like true loyalty, you usually picture something incredibly human. A friend picking you up from the airport at midnight. Or, you know, a dog waiting patiently by the front door.
Right. Yeah, it's a visceral, physical connection. I mean, it's rooted deep in our biology.
Flesh and blood. But then you look at your phone, you open an app, and you see millions of people fiercely defending, supporting, and literally spending their hard-earned money on someone who, well, doesn't possess a single cell of DNA.
A completely digital phantom, someone made entirely of pixels, algorithms, and, carefully crafted back-end prompts.
It's wild. And yet the devotion from their fans is just as real as that dog waiting by the door. Which brings us to the ultimate paradox we're exploring with you today. How do you build genuine, human-like loyalty? A fiercely protective digital tribe for an influencer that does not actually exist.
It sounds like science fiction, I know, but it is the absolute reality of the modern creator economy.
Yeah.
And the mechanics behind how it works they're just breathtakingly precise.
Yeah, and we got our hands on a fascinating playbook for 2026, put together by the AI Creator World team. It's titled AI Influencer Community Strategy: Build a Loyal Digital Tribe. So our mission for this deep dive is to really decode the architecture of these digital communities.
Exactly.
We're going to figure out how your passive, mindless scrolling is intentionally engineered into cult-like loyalty. And, maybe more importantly, why building a community has become the ultimate competitive moat for creators trying to survive unpredictable algorithm changes.
If we connect this to the bigger picture, the stakes here are just massive. For a long time, the entire creator economy sort of worshipped at the altar of follower counts.
Right.
But follower counts are just vanity metrics. They're incredibly fragile. I mean, one algorithm tweak and you lose your entire audience.
Oof, gone.
Exactly. The real defensible asset is community. We are looking at a fundamental psychological shift here, from people passively choosing to receive a broadcast to people actively choosing to identify with a shared story.
That distinction is huge. It actually makes me think of this analogy. A massive follower count is kind of like a massive crowd waiting for a train.
Oh, I like that.
Right. Sure, there are a lot of people standing on the platform, but they're just there for the service. They do not care about the person standing next to them. A community, though, is like a fan club waiting in line for a band to go on stage.
Yes.
They're there for the music, yes, but they're also there for each other. They're there for the shared experience. But how do we actually tell the difference between that train platform and that concert line in the digital world?
Well, we can measure it by looking at specific behavioral signals. Let's start with the weak signals, right? You might see an account with 2 million followers.
Which sounds amazing.
Right. But if you look closely, it's a ghost town. They have a very low comment-to-like ratio. People are just double-tapping and moving on. And if you read the comments, they are entirely directed at the creator. It's this hub-and-spoke model. Everybody is shouting toward the center, saying, notice me, or just leaving a fire emoji. But nobody is talking to each other.
Just shouting at the stage. There's zero conversation in the crowd itself.
None at all. And there's no shared vocabulary either. Every comment is just generic. Now, contrast that with the strong signals of a true digital tribe.
Right.
They exhibit unprompted content sharing. They aren't waiting for a call to action. They share because the content represents their identity.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and they use inside jokes. They constantly reference previous narrative arcs in new comments. Like they're actively keeping track of the lore.
Like you're reading a book together.
Exactly. And most importantly, they generate their own content using the community's specific language.
Here's where it gets really interesting, because there is a point in this strategy guide that completely reframes how we think about social media. It argues that a community isn't just a happy byproduct of making good art or entertaining videos.
No, not at all.
It is an architecture. The best AI accounts aren't necessarily making the most visually stunning content. They're producing content that functions as community infrastructure.
content as infrastructure. I mean, think about what that actually means. The post isn't just a pretty picture for you to look at. It's a tool.
Right.
It provides the shared language and the shared experiences. It gives the audience the raw materials they need to build their group identity.
Yeah, and the practical result of this infrastructure is that the AI influencer actually gets decoupled from the platform's algorithm.
Because the fans do the heavy lifting for you.
Exactly. When you have a true community, your growth starts coming from peer referrals. The community generates its own momentum. If the algorithm decides to just bury your post that day, it doesn't even matter because your tribe is actively searching for you.
And that kind of immunity is the holy grail for any creator, human or AI.
Right. So if we know what this architecture looks like from the outside, the natural question is, well, how do these creators actually build it? How do you get a human being to care that much about a bot?
It's step by step. The playbook introduces this psychological framework called the 7-layer engagement pyramid.
And I love this because it feels like a video game tutorial where the emotional difficulty just slowly ramps up without you even noticing.
That's a perfect way to put it. The pyramid maps the exact progression of audience investment. Now, most standard accounts only ever optimize for the bottom 3 layers.
Okay, what are those?
Layer 1 is discovery, so you find the account through a catchy hook on your feed. Layer 2 is the follow. You decide the aesthetic or the niche aligns with your interests.
Makes sense.
And layer 3 is passive engagement. You like and view the stories, but you never actually comment.
And that is where, what, 90% of accounts stop?
Easily. They just collect passive watchers. But the magic, the true tribe building, happens when you start pulling people into layers 4 through 7.
Let's talk about those upper layers because this is where the psychological hooks really dig in. Layer 4 is active engagement. But they aren't asking for a deep philosophical comment, right?
No. It's about daily micro interactions. Think about the last time you tapped on a morning poll in an Instagram story.
Oh yeah, like an AI showing a work in progress sketch and asking, should I make this blue or red?
Exactly. And the genius of layer 4 is that the goal isn't the value of the poll itself. The creator does not care if the shirt is blue or red.
Wait, really?
Really. The mechanism at play here is habit formation. It requires just one mindless tap from your thumb to participate. But doing that every single day builds a rhythm. It establishes a daily character presence in your life.
Okay, but I have to push back a little here. If I'm just looking for a quick distraction on my phone while waiting in line for coffee, I do not want to do homework for an AI.
Right, nobody does.
If an avatar asks me what it should wear, my instinct is to just swipe past. A 7-layer pyramid sounds like a lot of effort for me, the user.
What's fascinating here is that you, the user, never feel the layers. It doesn't feel like work or homework. To you, it just feels like this character is suddenly paying attention to you.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, and there is a critical mechanism in the guide that makes this illusion entirely seamless. It's called the 2-hour rule.
2-hour rule.
Right. The strategy dictates that the account must reply to every substantive story response within 2 hours.
Because human text messaging has conditioned us to view a 2-hour response as priority communication. Like, if someone texts back tomorrow, it's casual.
Yeah.
If they text back in 20 minutes, it's a conversation.
Precisely. When you get a reply that fast, it hacks your dopamine receptors. It converts a tiny, one-sided micro-interaction into a moment of genuine personal contact. You forget it's an AI because the pacing feels so incredibly human.
It feels like a text from a friend, which smoothly carries us right into layer 5, which is ritual participation. We are moving from these daily micro-habits to weekly recurring events.
Right, like a character question day every Thursday, or maybe a behind-the-scenes breakdown every Sunday.
So predictability is the anchor.
Exactly. Predictability is the psychological anchor here. By establishing weekly rituals, it signals to the audience that this isn't just a random feed of images designed to kill time.
It's a structured space.
Yes. It gives you something to look forward to, a rhythm to actually belong to.
And once you establish that rhythm, we hit the top of the pyramid. Layers 6 and 7, identity investment and community advocacy.
This is where it gets really deep.
Yeah, this is where the creator introduces monthly exclusivity moments, subscriber-only narrative posts, community challenges, direct Q&As where the AI answers purely in character.
You're rewarding the people who have climbed out of layer 3 by giving them access that the passive scrollers simply do not have.
But moving people up that pyramid from a passive scroller to a fierce advocate, it doesn't just happen by accident.
No, you can't just hope they decide to care more. It requires specific psychological gears turning constantly in the background.
Right, because if I'm doing all these morning polls, eventually I want something back. I want to feel seen by the creator, Does the AI actually reward people for participating?
It absolutely has to, and it does this through highly structured interaction loops.
Let's talk about those loops, because this requires specific content formats that practically invite, or maybe a better word, is trap users into deeper engagement.
Trap is a good word for it.
And there's a really counterintuitive point here. We always assume AI is used to make flawless, beautiful imagery. But the guide explicitly states that polished, perfect content actually performs worse when you are trying to build a community.
Yeah, polished content is a museum exhibit.
Right.
You look at it, you admire it, and you walk away. You don't touch it. To build a tribe, you need a sandbox. You need what they call conversation-first content formats.
Yeah.
You need to deliberately leave the door slightly open.
Like the I've been thinking about posts. The AI character posts a thought process that is deliberately incomplete. They say, I'm facing this decision, I'm feeling a little lost, and I don't know what to do.
Exactly. It invites the audience to influence the outcome before the character forms a final position.
It gives the follower a profound sense of agency. And this leads directly into the psychological trap you mentioned earlier, the UGC loop.
The user-generated content loop.
Right. It's a cycle designed to convert passive members into active contributors through social validation. But put us in the shoes of a follower. How does a digital entity get real humans to stop scrolling and actually make content for it?
Think of it as a digital applause machine based on variable rewards. First, the AI character launches a challenge, maybe asking the community to design its outfit for an upcoming virtual event.
Okay.
Then comes the participation window, where you and thousands of others submit your ideas.
I mean, you are sitting there hoping your design gets picked.
Yes, the anticipation is key. Then, the account selects the best submissions. But here is the most crucial part of the loop, the recognition post. The AI explicitly names, tags, and features the human contributors. The emotional high of that recognition, having an influencer with 2 million followers validate your creativity publicly, is massive. It is a huge social reward.
And it proves to everyone else who is just watching that contributing is actually worth the effort. It restarts the loop for the next challenge, because now I want that digital applause too.
Exactly. And to keep that machine running, they overlay it with gamification. It's an addictive status game.
So they track things.
They track participation streaks, they create contribution tiers. You start as an observer. But if you participate enough, the community recognizes you as a contributor.
And
Then a builder, and finally, an ambassador. They even use monthly community leaderboards.
wow, it turns social interaction into a trackable progression system.
Yeah.
But the playbook comes with a very serious warning regarding these loops. They must always close.
Always.
If you ask people to participate, you absolutely have to provide that recognition post to complete the cycle. Unclosed loops are toxic.
Highly toxic.
If you ask people to pour their energy into an outfit design and then ignore the results, you are actively training your community that their effort is meaningless.
You're breaking the contract of the relationship.
Okay, let's unpack this, because I am seeing a massive logistical problem here. We are talking about closing interaction loops, tracking gamification tiers, doing weekly rituals, and adhering to a strict 2-hour response rule.
It's a lot.
If you have 100,000 followers, the scale of this becomes physically impossible for a single creator to manage. Which brings us to an incredible irony in this source material.
Oh, the automation paradox.
Yes, we are talking about AI influencers, literal automation. But the guide strictly insists that creators have to avoid over-automation. Wait, how do you scale an artificial intelligence authentically? If you just turn on an autoresponder to hit that 2-hour rule, doesn't it instantly break the spell?
It does. This raises an important question about resource management. You're right. A bot reply shatters the illusion instantly. So the secret is audience segmentation by behavior.
Meaning you don't talk to everyone.
You do not treat all 100,000 followers equally. You use your back-end analytics to identify the top 10 to 20% of your audience. These are your super engagers, the people who actually comment on posts and reply to stories.
The people who are emotionally invested.
Yes. You prioritize your manual, highly personalized replies entirely on them. They deliver disproportionately high loyalty returns, so they get the human touch.
Right.
And to maintain the illusion of reality for the entire audience, you follow 3 non-negotiable authenticity rules.
I found these fascinating because they show exactly where the human brain detects a fake. Rule number 1, never automate comment replies.
Never.
The guide says identifiable automated responses erode community trust faster than total silence.
Because humans are incredibly adept at pattern recognition. If a bot is just replying, love this, with a fire emoji to every single comment, the audience feels the emptiness immediately.
It feels cheap and transactional.
Exactly. Which brings us to rule number 2. Never use identical caption structures across consecutive posts. If every post has a catchy hook, 3 bullet points, and a call to action, it screams, scheduled by a machine.
It totally lacks the messy spontaneity of a real person. And rule number 3, always include at least one real-time, unscheduled story element per week.
This one is brilliant.
Like a blurry photo, a current observation, a reaction to a piece of real-world news that clearly wasn't preloaded into a scheduling tool a month ago. It proves the character is actually alive in the present moment.
You automate the infrastructure, the data tracking, the publishing schedule, but you never automate the relationship itself. And to truly bulletproof this community, to make sure it survives no matter what, you have to build what the guide calls a multi-platform flywheel.
Because if your entire digital tribe lives only on Instagram, you're one algorithm update or one account suspension away from losing everything. Your community is incredibly vulnerable.
It's a single point of failure. By spreading the community's functions across different platforms, it becomes a resilient ecosystem.
So how does that work in practice?
The guide outlines specific psychological roles for each platform. Instagram stories are for those daily micro-interaction rituals we talked about. TikTok is the wide net, the discovery engine for bringing in new members.
Okay, what about YouTube?
YouTube provides the long-form content necessary for deep parasocial investment, where they can just sit with the character for 20 minutes. And Discord is the hub for peer-to-peer interaction, where the community hangs out with each other without the creator even needing to be there.
I love the tactic they call community conversation porting.
Oh, yes.
You take a really great, insightful comment thread that happened over on an Instagram post, and the AI addresses it verbally in a TikTok video.
It's so smart.
You are rewarding the user by featuring them across platforms.
Yeah.
It drives your TikTok viewers to go check out your Instagram. But more importantly, it makes the digital world feel interconnected.
Yeah.
It makes it feel like the character actually moves through the internet the exact same way we do.
It creates identity rituals that transcend individual platform boundaries. When an inside joke starts on a Discord server and makes its way into a YouTube video a week later, it creates a visible status differentiation.
Oh, like an inner circle.
Exactly. The inner circle members feel a surge of pride because they get the reference, while the casual feed-only followers realize there is a deeper layer of the community they're missing out on. It encourages them to dig deeper.
So what does this all mean? We've built the 7-layer pyramid. We've segmented our audience to maintain authenticity. We're spinning the multi-platform flywheel, and we're meticulously closing our UGC loops. It is an exhausting amount of architectural psychological work.
It really is.
Hold on. How does this actually pay off? People are doing all these morning polls and making inside jokes.
Yeah.
How does that keep the lights on for the real humans running these AI avatars? Are people actually paying real money to an avatar?
The payoff is substantial, and yes, they are paying real money, because emotional ownership transfers directly into financial investment. When an audience feels they have co-created a character's story, their lifetime value skyrockets. They aren't buying a product, they're funding their own community. The guide details a tiered membership architecture to monetize this loyalty.
Right. It's broken down into 3 tiers of belonging. Tier 1 is just the general community. This is everyone who consumes the public content for free.
Right.
Tier 2 are the subscribers. These are people paying a monthly fee for a newsletter, a Patreon, getting exclusive narrative content and priority interaction.
But Tier 3 is where the true believers live, the ambassadors. This is the absolute top 1 to 5% of the audience.
And this is the part that blew my mind. These people are paying premium rates for direct one-on-one sessions with the character.
It's incredible.
They get co-creation privileges, so they actually get to help write the next chapter of the AI's life.
And because each tier requires deeper emotional investment to enter, they are completely self-selecting. The people who make it to Tier 3 are practically begging to financially support the ecosystem because the AI has become a core part of their digital identity.
It's a status symbol.
Exactly. But importantly, a creator needs to know if that ecosystem is actually healthy, or if the illusion is starting to crack.
And this is where we have to separate the vanity metrics from the actual heartbeat of the community. The guide points out a terrifying reality for creators. A viral post with massive reach can actually hide a dying community.
Oh, absolutely.
You might be getting millions of impressions because the algorithm picked up a video, but your core tribe is quietly packing up and leaving.
We have to differentiate between surface metrics and deep metrics. Reach and like rate. Those are surface metrics. They just measure distribution breadth and passive consumption.
Just eyes on the screen.
Exactly. They tell you how many people saw you, not how many people care. But comment depth, story reply rate, and UGC volume, those are deep metrics.
But the ultimate deep metric, the holy grail of community health, is the peer-to-peer comment ratio. Are the users talking to each other, or are they only talking to the AI? Why is that so crucial?
Because if that ratio is rising, if members are forming genuine relationships with each other based on their shared love of this digital character, the community has become self-sufficient.
Wow.
The AI influencer is no longer just a broadcast. The AI has become the excuse for real humans to hang out. The infrastructure is complete.
But it is very easy to break that infrastructure if you aren't careful. The section on common mistakes highlights a particularly dangerous error: inconsistent persona shifts.
Oh, this is a fascinating psychological trigger. It happens when the AI character suddenly changes its voice, its tone, or its narrative history without acknowledging it.
Like maybe the creator switched to a different, cheaper language model.
Or they hired a new copywriter who didn't read the lore.
Right. To the audience, it creates intense cognitive dissonance. Imagine if your best friend suddenly started speaking in a British accent and pretended nothing was weird. You would immediately feel disconnected from them.
Exactly. It results in silent, trust-eroding drop-offs. The community doesn't even leave angry comments complaining about it. They just slowly feel less seen, the magic fades, and they leave.
It's just over.
Yeah. The fix is simple but vital. Address the evolution within the narrative. Have the character post, "I've been thinking about things differently lately." You have to treat the AI's psychological continuity with the exact same respect you would treat a human's.
Because to the audience, the connection is human. So as we wrap up this deep dive, let's recap the emotional journey we've taken today. We started by looking at follower counts as a fragile vanity metric, a ghost town of people just waiting for a train.
Right.
We've seen how deliberate psychological architecture, pulling people out of passive scrolling and up a 7-layer pyramid using micro-habits, changes everything.
It really does.
We explored how the digital applause of user-generated content loops combined with strict authenticity rules can forge a deeply loyal, financially invested digital tribe.
And looking toward the future, the guide highlights 3 major trends for 2026. And beyond that, prove this isn't slowing down.
What are we looking at?
First is the rise of microtribes. A hyper-engaged, highly monetized community of 5,000 members is proving to be vastly more sustainable and valuable than 50,000 loose followers.
Quality over quantity.
Exactly. Second is the push toward hybrid online-offline events, bringing these digital tribes into physical spaces to meet each other in real life.
Amazing.
And third, the ultimate shift toward emotional co-creation, where the audience doesn't just watch the AI's life, they actively shape its values and its future.
It is a brave, slightly surreal new world of digital belonging. Which leaves us with one final thought, something for you to mull over the next time you're scrolling through your feed and you feel the urge to tap on a poll or answer a question.
Yeah.
If an algorithm, a set of meticulously designed variable rewards, gamification tiers, and 2-hour reply rules can be engineered to make you feel completely seen, heard, and part of a real community, at what point does the line between a programmed response and a genuine relationship completely disappear for us as humans? If the feeling of belonging in your chest is real, does it matter that the influencer who sparked it isn't?
That is a profound question for the modern age.
Thank you for joining us on this deep dive. Keep questioning the architecture of the digital world you inhabit, and we will see you next time.
We just walked through the full architecture of digital tribe building, from the 7-layer pyramid to the peer-to-peer comment ratio. If you want the complete written breakdown, the AI Creator World article is linked in the description. And if this episode shifted how you think about the communities you're building, subscribe so you don't miss what's next. See you next time!